Let me hear it.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, wrestle you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a body slam. Choke slam, hit you raw, this is wrestling with Savage. Back down, hold the title, this is wrestling with Savage.
The epitome of scrapping them toe to toe. We ride or die, my kingdom's with me, legendary up in my road. Terry limbs up on my pole, the ankle lock grip is accurate. Greek god in the flesh, every move is immaculate.
Savage kingdom, march on bones. Savage kingdom, fight, we reign. Savage kingdom, march on bones. Savage kingdom, fight, we reign.
I be the king of the ring, the mightiest force to be reckoned with. The unstoppable, immovable manager, cause an exodus of other voices making money, choices, and wins. PG era is dead, the savage era begins.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, wrestle you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a body slam. Choke slam, hit you raw, this is wrestling with Savage. Back down, hold the title, this is wrestling with Savage.
The real boss of all bosses, pile drivers, hip tosses. We holding multiple titles while you keep stacking up losses. Roster talent that flosses, y'all can't even present the match. I'm Minotaur in his army, breaking backs upon the mats.
Savage kingdom, march on bones. Savage kingdom, fight, we reign. Savage kingdom, march on bones. Savage kingdom, fight, we reign.
Meet the turnbuckle, top of my knee, and then my bare knuckle skilled superstars. You don't even wanna dare tussle. Bet on showcasing top of the line, hard on the grind. Easily your city is mine.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, wrestle you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a body slam. Choke slam, hit you raw, this is wrestling with Savage. Back down, hold the title, this is wrestling with Savage.
All right, enough of that. It's a great song. It's a great night. It's Thursday night, and you all know what that means. It's time for the Savage Storm Super Wrestling Show right here live with me, the greatest mind in the history of professional wrestling, the greatest future manager of all time, and I'm here with maybe the greatest member of the IWC, DJ Storms, and we're live. We have a lot to talk about. So, Storms, I'm going to let you take the floor, and please tell me what we're talking about first as far as WWE, AEW. Where are we going first?
Oh, we're going to be talking about a lot of good stuff today, Savage. And in case you haven't realized, we are on the motherfucking air. He is the incomparable Greek Savage. And I am DJ motherfucking Storms. And this is the Savage Storm Wrestling Super Show, episode number 7. We are on the road towards approaching double digits, and we have a lot of shit to discuss. We may as well get into the WWE material first, as SummerSlam seems to be all fleshed out as of lately. I believe there is 7 matches confirmed. We could get an 8th, depending on if they want to add a tag team title match to the show. But we'll talk about WWE TV first. Let me ask you, Mr. Savage, what'd you think of WWE TV this past week?
WWE television's been on TV longer than anything else on TV. Longest running episodic television. Usually it's Monday Night Raw, but SmackDown's catching up, not far behind. And boxing star Terrence Crawford helped Cody Rhodes battle A-Town down under. There's a look at the champ right there. Look at him. Look at him. The prodigal son is here, and he is your champion. He has answered your calls. You all wanted hashtag Cody. Hashtag Cody, crybaby bitches, because you're all still a bunch of little bitches. Go and get your little pink robes and follow your stupid leader, because Cody's blood's going to shed. And if Solo Sikoa is not going to be the one to do it at SummerSlam, I'm sure there's another beast or two lurking in the corner. Andrade defeated Carmelo Hayes. We'll get to Cody at the end of the night. Let's just bang out what happened on SmackDown. But I'll go to you first, Storms. What did you think about this matchup here? We know both men can go. Andrade is special. Carmelo is special. This seems like could headline any arena in the world even. What was your take on this match?
Oh, this was easily the best thing on the show, and I really do hope that they do start putting more effort into both of these guys because both of these guys are fantastic. I'm really hoping that WWE has started to put some more effort into their undercard, especially guys like Andrade, especially guys like Carmelo. Little bit of a, I don't want to say lackluster show, but WWE TV has become a little bit too predictable, and you never hear me use that. I never use the word predictable in a bad light because I always say if shit makes sense, then it's not to be complained about. However, I don't know what it is. SmackDown this past week, even though it wasn't a bad show, it was a painfully predictable show, and SummerSlam, it's looking like a painfully predictable event. And we're gonna go into this a little bit more when I talk about AEW TV, because AEW TV is actually doing the opposite, and I'm hoping WWE will start to do what AEW is doing in a little bit. But the show wasn't necessarily bad. We got this match, easily the best thing on the show. Then we moved on to the women's match between Bianca, Jade Cargill, and who was it? Bianca, Jade Cargill, and it was it Candice?
We'll get into that in 1 second because I do want to remind everybody that we are watching, or at least I'm definitely watching TNA Impact for sure. And your new World Heavyweight Champion wanted right now, Nick Nemeth is here. He has championship gold again. You can almost see his face right now on the screen. And there's a reason for that because he deserves this spot. He's always been one of the best. He's still one of the best. And it's good to see him getting his due here above even guys like Joe Hendry who are on runs. His run might be on another level right there. But you can watch TNA anytime. Slammiversary happened. We had the Fallout. Like I said, Nick Nemeth kicking off TNA Impact right now. Killing it. Looking good. I'll keep you posted on what he says. We're also going to hear from Josh Alexander, Steve Macklin versus Cody Deaner coming up. Now we have Matt Hardy and ABC versus The System, and I believe that's JDC. AJ Francis taking on Sammy Callahan. We have Eric Young and Jordan Grace taking on Ash by Elegance and Hammerstone. That should actually be a really good match. It'd be even better if Ash wasn't useless.
To be fair, I got to give Ash by Elegance credit. I did watch Slammiversary. I saw the show in its entirety. Ash by Elegance had the match of her life against Jordan Grace. And if you can bring Ash by Elegance to a decent match, that right there tells you how good Jordan Grace is. But Slammiversary was actually a very good show from start to finish. A couple of downers here or there on the pre-show, but ultimately the main show delivered in a lot of aspects, especially the last two matches on the show, which we'll talk about. This was a great match right here. The System versus ABC. ABC get the championships back. Mike Santana gets a solid win over Jake something. Love both of these guys. And we got a six-man tag right here between the Rascals and the No Quarter Catch crew. Very fun stuff. The Rascals reunion is actually going very well. This match surprised the fuck out of me, and I got to give my props to AJ Francis. AJ Francis really brought it here against PCO, and PCO is the new digital media champion. It was a very, very standard no DQ match, but I got to say, the fact that both men, they put forth as much effort and as much intensity as they did, it deserves to be praised, and it deserves the respect that it got.
Okay. Yeah, that actually was a great match. One of the few that I saw during the night. Jordan Grace picking up the win against Ash by Elegance. And this was my favorite match of the night. Very happy to see it. I kind of wanted it to happen. I think I said I went for him I didn't think he was going to win, but I went for him anyway, so I picked him. Glad he won.
You got it.
He deserves it. He deserves it. It's a big win. Mustafa Ali's a superstar. You know what I mean? He's a WWE former superstar, former WWE champion, United States champion, I believe.
No, he hasn't won a championship in WWE, period, bro.
He never won the United States championship? All those years he's going after it? Oh, Mustafa Ali, you let me down. You let me down, Mustafa Ali. I guess my memory's letting me down, too. And then in the six-man match, And that's what's even crazier. This is, it's a lot of people going for that
Elimination
title.
match.
Crazy match. Good job by Nick Nemeth, man.
And Nick Nemeth, man, I'm very, very happy for Nick Nemeth. I'm actually surprised they didn't go with Joe Hendry. And I don't know about you, but I talked about this actually last week on the LFU. TNA and WWE, they actually had a big, big opportunity, and they kind of missed out on it. They had the opportunity to potentially do a Joe Hendry versus Ethan Page match at NXT No Mercy on September 1st in a title-for-title match, and I'm surprised they didn't go that route, but I can't really sit here and complain about Nick Nemeth because out of everyone, Nick Nemeth, he's been busting his ass for years. He deserves himself a solid, and I mean a solid, World Heavyweight Championship reign, and I'm looking forward to see what he does.
I think he's about to have it, but he's also being interrupted by Mustafa Ali, so we're kicking this program off right. That's a great feud, great match. They're probably going to put on 3 matches right now, banger after banger, and hopefully Mustafa Ali is going to lose every single one of them, and Dolph holds that title for a while. Good luck, Dolph Ziggler. We're talking about TNA. We're watching TNA. I'll keep you posted on that, but I want to get through the WWE Weekly Review. And Storm is over here. Was smart enough to bring up this match right here, which was
Bianca and Chelsea Green. Yes, 60 seconds. Complete waste of time.
Wow.
60 seconds.
They look nice coming out, though, right? They came out.
I mean, obviously, they all look nice coming out, but I mean, you're only going to give the women fucking 60 seconds. Waste of time.
Now, listen. How long are these two? In my opinion, I think they're keeping these two together until WrestleMania. And then, not even, maybe before WrestleMania, maybe Rumble. They're going to have an eventual split, and we're going to get a match. And I feel like that should be a WrestleMania match. We should see Bianca versus, Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. And I don't know where you go from there, though. How would you book that?
Well, Jade Cargill's got to get better in the ring first. I mean, every single time she's been in the ring, especially over the last couple months, she's been botching every other fucking match. She actually looks worse now than she did in AEW. I don't even know how that's possible. But Jade Cargill's going to have to really step it up in the ring if she wants to go one-on-one with Bianca. We can't just have the match and let them stand around and look all intimidating and have their muscles flex left and right. You got to give me some substance. So I don't know how they're going to do it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do go forth with a WrestleMania match between these two. They should not win back the women's tag team titles. Keep it on Isla, keep it on Alba, even though they fucking mean nothing. Regardless,
they only mean nothing for now. If they actually start putting together more teams that are credible, and
they haven't though, brother. They haven't.
No, they haven't. You're right. I don't know why.
I'll tell you what. I think
there's no room on the programming for it right now.
No, there is room. There is.
The move to Netflix,
don't want to do it.
The women deserve their own show.
No, the women don't need their own show.
They deserve their own show.
No, they don't need their own show. You know what WWE needs to do? WWE needs to learn, and I say it over and over again, just put effort into your undercard. If you give the undercard, whether it be the undercard women or the undercard tag teams or the undercard men, you give the undercard the same amount of attention that you give a CM Punk or a Seth Rollins or Cody Rhodes, then you will see a lot more of a well-rounded show with a lot more credible individuals, including women like Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
Well, I'll say this. At the end of the day, the current situation is this. For every one person that's booked in a match, there's probably 5 that aren't.
That's why it's a revolving door every week.
And that's why I think we need more programming who are going to be, featured for like up-and-comers. Like there should be like a legitimate platform now with Netflix where, first of all, the demand is going to grow so substantially for professional wrestling right now over the next 10, 20 years. The new fans that are about to be created because wrestling's coming to countries that it's never been to before, ever. So for the first time ever, 147 countries that have never had professional wrestling are now not only going to have professional wrestling, but they're going to have a library of professional wrestling. So when they fall in love with someone, they can go back and watch everything that person's ever done, yada, 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 what fans usually do. The point being is this. They're going to need more content. I'm telling you, there's going to be more shows coming. We're going to see an ECW coming to Netflix. We're going to see a version of WCW coming to Netflix. Mark my words.
They could do something with main event, but they use that for fucking jobbers. And on top of that, they need a ranking system. I say it all the time. WWE and AEW, they should both reinstitute ranking systems and start building up wins and losses to mean something. Then you will have people feeling like it's a legit competition, and people aren't just going to get championship matches out of thin fucking air.
Do you want to know the one thing that stood out to me with your last statement?
What?
This guy's face. Because he pleads with pro wrestling fans to stop using the word jobber. And I want to know, what do you have to say to Mr. Dustin Rhodes here live on the Savage Storm Super Wrestling Show?
I mean, I don't necessarily know why he wants us to stop using the term jobber. I mean, what term would you like us to use for an individual that loses the majority of his matches and technically doesn't have anything of substance going on? And I'm not being sarcastic here. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm asking a legit question. What term would you like us to use? If someone gives me an answer, I'd be happy to hear it.
Oh, okay. We're going to figure all that out, but we got a lot to still talk about tonight. What we're going to be talking about shortly is I have a good friend of mine coming in here. He's running a show coming up. I believe I'm going to let him do all the details. I do have a video, actually. Let me play the video. Dancing over there. Dancing. And that is Dylan Quinn. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Welcome to the Savage Storm Super Wrestling Show. You're here to talk about that show, so please take it away, sir.
All right. So everybody, on September 8th, that is a Sunday, in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania at Country Club Brewing, I myself am going to be presenting All In Together with Phantom 6 Wrestling. This is going to be a suicide prevention show, first of its kind. We're going to have pro wrestling. We're going to have music. It's going to be an all-day event. And Savage will be there in the building. And we're going to have a lot of great talents on there, as well as, like I said, there's going to be music and all-day fun. And you can find us at Phantom 6 Wrestling on Instagram and on Facebook. Just look it up, and pretty soon we're going to be announcing all the matches and all the details to come. $10 gets you in the door. And if you come to me and you say you have mental health issues, or whoever is working the door that day, you will get into the show for free. So if you have any issues going on that you're like, hey, I need help, let us know, and we'll make sure you get into the door for free.
That's awesome, brother. I'm proud of you. I think this is going to be a great show. I know a lot of people are going to come together for you and put on a memorable day for you. Are you excited to be running your first show?
I am excited. It's nerve-wracking, but I am excited.
What would you say has been the biggest challenge thus far?
Biggest challenge so far, to be honest, is referees, believe it or not.
Okay, referees. All right. Well, you are a referee.
Yeah.
And a lousy one at that, because I've seen you try to cost my client Spencer Slade matches sometimes. I mean, that's my take on it. Why are you trying to cost Spencer Slade championship opportunities?
Hey, man, I would never do that to Spence.
That's right. You better not. You saw what we did to his shitty intern. We slapped that hot dog right out of his mouth.
There you go.
He was eating it. Man. What do you do that for? He was eating it.
Are you using any of the current wrestling or like let's say your long wrestling history to take inspiration to like how to kind of book this show, or do you have a certain person who's inspired you to kind of want to become a booker?
So I mean, it's something I always wanted to do personally. My history. I've been around this for a very long time. It is something I always knew I wanted to do, but I do take a lot of inspiration from the journeys that I've been on through the Samoans and things like that, how they put on shows, things like that. But I'm trying to make this show different. I'm going to have every style represented in that ring, from the hardcore to the technical to the high fly. You're going to get a little bit of everything. We're going to paint a picture with all the styles on that night.
That's awesome. Make sure you guys go follow on Instagram. Hit him up if you have any questions. Any issues, mental health issues, you're getting in for free. It's going to be an awesome day of professional wrestling. Are you going to be at the battlefield, sir?
I will be there on Sunday. Yes.
Oh, Broadheadsville, how we've missed you. Wow. It's going to be an interesting day.
It will be.
I'll be there for sure. You'll be in the building. We'll have a good time. You have any like takes you want to give us on like pro wrestling modern day, like your favorite show? What do you think was the show of the week last week? What's the match of the year so far for you?
Ooh, that's good. That's a good question.
Was it last week? Was it MJF and Will Ospreay?
So believe it or not, I have yet to watch that match. I have a lot of catching up to do. I have a lot of catching up to do, and it's
Get off this show right now and just go watch that match.
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah. That's cool though.
We got another one with blood and guts last night.
That one I did see bits and pieces of because of my man Swerve Strickland. I've known Swerve.
He was getting stapled left and right, and then he stapled Okada's middle finger.
Yeah. I'm gonna be with Swerve tomorrow from 3 to 10.
There you go.
And Prince Nana at House of Glory. So I'll be swerving for sure.
There you go.
I'm looking forward to that shit. I appreciate you coming on though, and we definitely look forward to seeing your show. And if you have any breaking news regarding that show, feel free to send it my way and we'll update everybody.
I got you. Thank you guys.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on, Dylan.
Good guy, Dylan. Right, good guy. And Slade, he's going to have a busy fall season, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, he's definitely, he has a busy everything now. That's what happens when you're an NWA superstar. Just like Logan Paul.
Baby. Technical powerhouse.
Just like Logan Paul and LA Knight, they came to blows after signing their Summer Slam match contract. And we'll get into that when we get into the Summer Slam predictions, which will be shortly. We also had Mi Chin defeating Tiffany Stratton. Storms, if you have anything you want to, add on this one, please feel free.
Tiffany Stratton looked like a bimbo out there watching Bayley destroy her briefcase, and Mi Chin gets the win. I don't know why. Very fucking stupid.
Okay, I like it. Quick take. I love it when Storms gives a quick take, man. It's great. It's great. Go ahead. Do it again for this one. Do it again for Cody.
Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. Very good match against 8-Town Down Under, but ultimately it's becoming repetitive to see the Bloodline just beat down Cody and friends every single week. We need something different.
Yeah, I would definitely use the word repetitive. To me, the table spot isn't necessary every week, especially if you're going to come on and just do attacks. You're better off just coming out. To me, it's more impressive when you just get in the ring and you just suplex a guy like 17 times.
Well, why don't you put him through the stage? Put him through the stage. That'd be good.
Maybe. Why did they just, when it goes to Netflix, they're going to come on the stage with his dead dog?
I don't think they'll go that far. I mean,
put up your wife.
Lowdown, hold on. Lowdown with Princess Skywalker said, Lowdown, what? What'd you say?
The Bloodline?
I said the Lowdown with Princess Skywalker. She was talking about what do we call the individual instead of a jobber that does.
He said loser.
He goes loser. Yes, that is right. Loser.
Sounds about right. So now we'll get to Monday Night Raw where Damian Priest looked phenomenal. Just coming out there and swinging at Gunther, not talking, makes me more excited to see the match. Makes me think he has more of a shot to win the match because he just went right at Gunther. Shows a lot of guts to go at a guy like that.
By the way,
to that match.
Funny. I don't know why I found it so unintentionally funny when you see Jackie Redmond talking in the back, and then Gunther's trying to collect himself, and all you see, like a fucking cartoon, you see Damian Priest running into the camera to blast Gunther from behind. I don't know. I found that a lot more funny than it really was.
This was good, though. This was a good way to, kick off Raw and just set the tone for the World Championship scene. And then we have this match, and the results in this match were awesome. To be able to see these two guys in the ring at the same time who are, pound for pound, maybe the part of the 5 best wrestlers, living and breathing right now, doing the damn thing. And
I was shocked.
Even a few minutes of this is a blessing. Braun looked great, bro. Because Dragunov looks so goddamn good. You send a guy home like that in the hospital, you know what I'm saying? He needs help now because of the spear you gave him. And just the way he gave that spear, it had an extra little bounce in it. You know what I mean? It looked devastating.
And Dragunov is a great seller. My God, man. That man, it's him and Bryan that are the 2 top best sellers right now.
They're both good. They're on top of their game. They understand the business, their ring presence, their movements, their psychology, their approach to their character, the way that they make sure they just, I guess, are viewed while they come out to the ring and do their whole thing. They're great, bro. They're money. It's a blessing to watch them wrestle. Sonya Deville defeated Lyra Valkyria. We'll see if Lyra Valkyria can get a win again on the main roster. It's been a while.
Decent match, though. I will say that. I'm glad that they gave the women some time. Sonya definitely looked a hell of a lot better here than she did against Zelina Vega last week. I still don't know where they're going with this new faction that Sonya Deville is building. But listen, for 1 week, we got a decent match between these two, and Sonya got the win.
Yeah, I have no idea where they're going with this or what they're trying to accomplish, but, you know, we have to stay tuned. What did you think of Seth Rollins dressed as the Statue of Liberty over here, getting in between Punk, Drew? Both men can't touch each other now because if they do, the match is off. What do you think about Seth Rollins?
I was about to say, like he had normal shoes, he had normal pants, but it's like he pulled down a fucking curtain from the living room and threw it on himself as a top. I don't know what the fuck he was wearing, but listen, I'll say this. I'm glad that Seth Rollins is the official, and this makes the match between McIntyre and Punk more unpredictable. That much I will say, and that is something that WWE is sorely lacking. They're lacking some unpredictability, but with this, it makes the match more unpredictable because we all thought that Drew was just going to beat Punk straight up because with all the times that Punk was fucking over Drew, realistically, Drew would have to get the win. But with Rollins now in the mix, we could potentially see a similar scenario to what we saw between Bret Hart and The Undertaker when Shawn Michaels refereed that match. And we could potentially see Rollins strike Drew with the chair in a fit of rage, and maybe Punk gets the win. We don't know, but it does make the match more exciting.
No, I think definitely 100% Drew McIntyre is winning that match because of Seth Rollins, which is going to lead to him and Punk having more, maybe of a feud, maybe a match at WrestleMania. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is all going to turn out to be a triple threat at WrestleMania down the line. I don't know where they're going with this right now. And Chris, I watch some, you know what I mean? I don't watch all the press conferences. I can't watch them all because there's too many of them. And you know what? A lot of them are just boring. And they always say the same stuff. You know, especially when you know the wrestler that's going to be doing the press conference, they're all the same shit every time. A lot of them are very predictable. They're going to give the same answers. And the real problem are the marks who are asking the same questions.
Exactly. No one asks hard-hitting questions.
I'd rather be at the press conference asking the questions than listen to some of these people ask the same question month after month, year after year. Nothing original, nothing good. Very rare that you get a good question.
Mm-hmm. Sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. Just like, I guess, Portazawa, right?
I'll tell you, no, this didn't suck. Finally, the fucking Final Testament get a win. It's about fucking time.
Okay. But this win doesn't mean shit, man.
I know it doesn't mean shit because they got no fucking ranking system.
This is like when I see this, I'm like, all right, Final Testament beat the 24/7 crew. Because that's what they should be called.
Pretty much. Look, I'm just happy they got a fucking win. I'm just happy for 1 week Cross wasn't a jobber.
First of all, they need to put the fucking Legion of Doom shoulder pads on these guys ASAP. Start putting war paint on and shove it down the kids' throats until we have new Legion of Doom. It's really not hard.
I don't know about that.
Not hard.
Look, it was a decent match. I'll say that. It was a fun match for what it was.
I would only say because they have the manager, Paul Ellering, man. You know.
Yeah, true.
Look at them. I mean, because of that, I mean, they fit the bill. They're not like, you know, I mean, obviously you're never going to replace Hawk and Animal. But, you know, if you want these guys to have a chance, what I'm telling you is, you know, sometimes you have to work with what you have. When when you're cooking something, maybe you don't have all the ingredients. You got to replace some, substitute some. They might not have all the ingredients that the original Road Warriors had, but you work with what you have.
Yeah.
If you try with them, maybe it gets over. If you actually let them win some matches. Jesus Christ.
That's the important thing. Just give them fucking wins.
All right, we got to this part of the show.
Oh my God, finally. We
Yeah,
get
that is
some
true.
fucking physicality from the Wyatt Six. It's about time. It only took us 5 fucking weeks. I'm guessing we're probably going to get a 6-man tag between the Wyatt Six, Gable, and the Creed brothers, but holy shit, they're not just going to be a video package group. Color me shocked.
Are you happy with the dreads? Do you think the dreads are necessary at this point?
Necessary, no, but listen, they do add an extra aesthetic of interest. That much I will say.
I'll say this: that's the best Sister Abigail I've seen in a very long time.
Oh, Gable sold it beautifully. Gable sold it as if he
yeah.
got his fucking neck broken.
Yeah, this was great. And you know what else? I want to give my flowers to Otis. I thought he did a very good job handling himself on the microphone, showing that, he should be getting more mic time. Not only is he a good worker inside of the ring, but he can talk on the mic. He's been there so long. He's a veteran now.
Otis, yip, yip, yip.
Look at him.
I don't know why that's my Otis voice, but we'll go with it.
I don't like them coming through gorilla position. I'd rather see them come from under the ring, through the crowd, anything except coming through gorilla. You murdered everybody in gorilla. How do you murder people on TV and then there's no investigation, no mention of it? Maybe it never even happened.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. I'm not gonna bullshit you there.
Right here, I mean, great shot though. He looks good. He looks ready. People have been craving it. Well, you got it. And now we'll see if it lives up to the bill. This is the match we're gonna get. The question is, does it happen at SummerSlam? Is it going to be a team versus team? Is it going to be just Gable versus just Bo? Have to wait and see.
I'd actually like to see a Gable versus Bo. I'd actually like to see.
And where do you go with that though? Bo wins 100%, right?
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Yeah, absolutely.
No
I do want to see how Bo handles.
Sheamus, he took down Pete Dunne and Bronson Reed. He was going nuts out there. And I didn't want to talk about it. I'd rather talk about this. Dirty Dom rejected Liv Morgan. She told mommy, men that look as good as Dom don't want to be with women that look like you. They want to be with women that look like me. And then
my Jersey girl out there breaking the internet.
I hate you. He made her cry, Storms.
Oh, by the way, let me tell you something. I was watching this. I was just laughing. You know why I was laughing? It's all deception. It's all deception. Because I've been saying it for the last couple weeks. What we are on the verge of right here is we are on the verge of a complete 180. Rhea Ripley, she's been listed internally as a babyface, according to the reports. So what are we going to do? We're going to go full-blown babyface with Rhea Ripley. Dirty Dom and Liv Morgan are working in cahoots. Come SummerSlam, Dirty Dom, Daddy Dom, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Let's be honest, I'm Daddy Dom. But either way, Dominic Mysterio, he is going to be costing Rhea Ripley the Women's World Championship, and Liv Morgan will walk out of SummerSlam still with that title.
Okay, we're watching TNA right now. Steve Macklin's taking on Cody Deaner, and it looks like Steve Macklin's in full control right now, breaking his spine. We'll keep you updated on that. Liv Morgan 100% retaining that title, not because I want her to, but because that's what's in the stars. Dom and her are going to become a thing, and we will see Mommy's Revenge Tour starting right after that. I don't see Liv Morgan holding on to the title for much longer after that, but for now, for the foreseeable future, she will stay your women's champion. Zelina Vega defeating Zoe Stark. And to me, I thought this was just a shit show. And the reason I'll say shit show, the match was great. I didn't have a problem with the match. It was a good match. Great. I just don't like how, so often we hear wrestlers say, oh, I'm not medically cleared. I'm not medically cleared. Does she look like she's fucking medically cleared? How the fuck is she competing with a broken arm or a fractured arm or whatever the hell they're babbling about? I don't like it.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you that. It didn't really make too much sense. If anything, the WWE, they tend to over-abuse the term not medically cleared. And sometimes they over-abuse it in AEW too, but I really think that's one thing that professional wrestling needs to scale back on. And yes, everyone, if you can get Daddy Storms trending in the chat, I would appreciate that. Just letting you know.
Okay, Daddy Storms.
That's who I'm.
Powerhouse Hobbs on WWE. I wouldn't mind that, Chris. I mean, I think for some reason I feel like I feel like Hobbs would do better in WWE. I just think he has more personality. Sami Zayn, Jey Uso defeated the Judgment Day.
Good match.
Yeah, it was a good match. Whatever.
I'm guessing that this is going to be
Judgment Day's not going to be around. Like, Liv, do you think Liv takes over the Judgment Day and they kick out Rhea Ripley, or do Dom and Liv go their way, Rhea Ripley and Damian go their way, and then the Judgment Day becomes this half-ass group of Finn Balor, Carlito, and JD McDonough?
I don't know, to be quite honest with you, because Jey Uso, he has been rumored to have a thing for Rhea Ripley. Maybe we could get a mixed tag team match between Jey Uso, Rhea Ripley, Dirty Dom, and Liv Morgan, potentially. I'm not sure if the Judgment Day is going to kick Rhea Ripley out. Potentially. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see.
Steve Maclin did pick up that win right now, and Cody Deaner does not look well. He's holding on to his stomach for dear life. Good job by Steve Maclin picking up the win. That's your Monday Night Raw right there. Did we get anything else? I don't think so.
It was, listen.
Oh, Braun. Yeah, we had Braun.
Better than last week.
Listen, Braun. Listen, if Braun Breaker's closing out the show, it's a great show because that's how good he is. He came out, did the job, put this man down. He has the
Braun
best
Breaker's
t-shirt.
another one. I do not want to take his spear.
That's maybe the best t-shirt in the business.
Oh God, fantastic shirt.
It's a great shirt. It's on my it's in my shopping cart. I haven't bought it yet. Haven't pulled the trigger. Right now we're hearing from Sami Callihan, who's cutting another one of his promos where basically he's talking about how he's going to kill AJ Francis tonight. Tonight AJ Francis will die. Is what
we're going to witness some murder on TNA. Only on the Saturday Storm.
Did you check out any of the WWE breaking news this week?
I did indeed see some of the news, and I cannot really say Ronda Rousey is wrong here. The women's division is definitely.
Okay, can I stop you there? First of all, when Vince was in charge and she was there, first time ever, women main eventing WrestleMania. It doesn't get any bigger than that for the species.
What happened after that?
Typical bullshit, but you still got the spotlight.
I rest my case.
But you still got the spotlight.
I rest my case.
You did something that maybe no other woman is ever going to do again. Think about that. We're at 41 coming up. 41 years, one trio of women have main evented WrestleMania.
That is wrong, actually. Mercedes and Bianca main evented night one of WrestleMania 37.
That does not count. WrestleMania
yes,
Sunday.
It does
I don't
count.
give a shit about that night one bullshit. I hate night one. It's all about Sunday. Sunday, the mega the main event of WrestleMania.
Oh, motherfucker. I swear to God.
It's the 40 in me. You know what it is? You're younger than me. You don't get it.
You
weren't part of the golden era. You weren't being fed by
you sound like a Greek savage.
Brother, you were in the Hulkamaniac.
Not the Greek savage. And he's walking away. I may as well take over.
You were in a Hulkamaniac, brother. No.
Oh, by the way, Skywalker Princess. Call myself daddy ain't cringy. That's just a fact of life. Call me LA Knight.
Ricochet leaving? We'll talk about that. All right, here we go. Do you believe this?
That is one of the dumbest takes I have ever fucking heard. It's a fucking TV show, Rikishi.
Yeah. Logan's Paul Prime faces trademark lawsuit from Olympic Committee. He's got plenty of money. I'm sure he'll be all right, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cody Rhodes sold tickets faster than anyone else at Fanatics, which is insane when you look at the lineup. Just shows you his star power. Crazy.
He got himself on the right track. I'm very, very happy for him.
Pat McAfee calls out fans. He was pissed off that fans are pissed off that he's in the DLC. What do you think about that?
I mean, I can't really say the fans are wrong there. I mean, but at the end of the day, I don't really give a shit about video games. I haven't played video games in like 4 or 5 years, so I couldn't give it two shits.
Well, listen, that's great and all, but first of all, he should just be part of the fucking game. You shouldn't have to pay to play as a commentator or a kicker on a football team. That's all I'll say about that one.
Yeah, it's true.
Tamina Snuka expected to receive a new role in the WWE. I'm curious to see what it is. Do you think they maybe make her a general manager? Do you think maybe So what do you think she's gonna be doing?
As long as she's not wrestling, I couldn't care.
Okay, so you don't want to see her wrestle.
As long
Copy
as she's
that.
not
Do you want to see a new women's title in the WWE?
Not if they can't get their tag team titles right. They can't get their tag team titles right. I mean, if they can't even get Bayley's women's championship title reign right, how are they going to get mid-card championship titles right? It's very, very, very hard. Like their tag team divisions for the men are all over the fucking place. They can't even get that right. That's a problem.
Yeah. Calling yourself daddy is so cringy. It should
No,
always
it's
be
not.
someone else calling you daddy.
No. You see, I'm DJ motherfucking Storms.
Oh,
I can call myself whatever I want.
I was just reading what the fan wrote.
I know. I'm talking. I know. That's Jess. She's
Johnny Gargano reveals that his father's restaurant was burned down ahead of a WWE event, and that just sucks. So prayers out to him and his family, because I know that was like his father's shit. And I remember he was showing that pizzeria years ago while he was in NXT, and so it's that's a family business right there.
The important thing is that his father's okay.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure he's going to get that place back up and running faster than anybody else. MVP speaking out against Triple H backstage in WWE. He's been talking a lot of shit as of recent. He's just not happy with, I guess, the last run they had.
He's a race baiter. Let's move on.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Joe Hendry, grateful footage. He's grateful the footage of his trial in front of Punk and Paul Heyman was lost. Now, was it lost, or did someone say his name?
I guess someone didn't believe
he just appeared in the computer room and deleted the file. Maybe, I don't know. Well, that's your WWE breaking news. What else do we have here? We had NXT. Did you catch NXT?
I caught some bits and pieces from NXT. NXT was not terrible. They did give us a match set for the Great American Bash. We did get a couple of interesting things here and there, but it wasn't bad.
Listen, this week was a hard watch for me. I don't know why I struggled to watch this week. I love Thea Hale, but then we have to watch this, right? Look, first of all, look at the Adonis over here, just coming out here getting snuffed and herbed by Trick Williams, right? Like he got herbed all night. Got herbed in this segment, got herbed in the match. And what is Cedric Alexander doing here?
I have no idea, but I'll tell you this: NXT is probably the best role for him.
Is it? And this right here, these two guys need to get fired already. Like, I'm over it. They're not good. I'm saying, I don't care. You're not good. It's been years. I've been watching you guys wrestle for years.
They should be in a tag team. They're better off in a tag team. Plain and simple.
I don't think you heard what I just said.
No, listen, they're good in a tag team. They're not good as singles wrestlers. Although you got to give Josh Briggs credit because him, Dijak, and Obafemi put on a great fucking match at NXT Stand and Deliver.
Right now, live on TNA, Joe Hendry's getting some, I don't know if it's a new video maybe or just a hit. Oh no, they're letting us know that next week actually at the Great American Bash, Joe Hendry live in concert. Storms.
How about that? I could do without a fucking guitar concert, but listen, Joe Hendry's Joe Hendry.
Don't disrespect Joe Hendry's concert.
I fucking hate concerts in wrestling, even with The Rock.
Is this shit? How do you book Lexus King like as a gangster the first couple of weeks he's in your company, and now he's out here losing to a DJ? He's
a jobber. I'm telling you, Lexus King and Jade Cargill, two fucking fails from AEW that went
not a jobber. Remember, he's a loser.
He is a loser. He's a loser.
He's a loser. This loser attacked Eddie Thorpe after the match because obviously he was very upset that he didn't get that.
You know what was the most entertaining thing about that match? Booker T on commentary going, "Rockabye baby, rockabye baby."
Oh, he wasn't saying "shucky ducky quack quack."
Not during that match.
Not during that match. Now this was another terrible match. I didn't like it at all. Didn't matter to me, because I'm watching this guy who means nothing in NXT, in my opinion, the weakest member of Meta-4 versus the weakest member of probably the worst faction in the history of professional wrestling in general. So that's what I'm watching, and that's what I look at. And I hate to say it, but it is what it is. This was a shit show. Meant nothing. Nobody gives a shit about Oro Mensah beating this guy because we all know Oro Mensah will not beat Ethan Page. Won't happen.
Hey, goodbye.
The best part of this match, the best part of this entire match is watching Lash Legend come to the ring with him.
Yeah, probably.
God
God bless
that's it.
Trick Williams. Trick Williams is tapping her.
How about this match right here?
Didn't watch it. Didn't watch it. I was actually going and getting myself some snacks.
Stay tuned for Ren Sinclair. I think she's gonna have a tough road of her. I think she's gonna have like a hard transition in WWE to get to that next level. But I feel like she's the type that I've met her and I've talked to her, and her work ethic is phenomenal. I think if she really digs in over the next 4 or 5 years, she's eventually going to turn into one of the best female wrestlers they have, because she really has the personality. She has the character and all that, but she needs the wrestling. She needs the wrestling.
I'm hoping so. I'm definitely hoping so. I think that she does have a lot of potential. We'll see where the women's division goes. Cedric Alexander, he lost to Trick Williams. This was pretty standard stuff. It wasn't a bad match, but you expected Trick Williams to get the win here. Obviously, he's going after Ethan Page again. We could probably get that match at No Mercy. We'll probably get Pete Dunne and Trick Williams at the Great American Bash in the coming weeks.
Yeah, this match was silly. And then Pete Dunne, of course, has to attack Trick Williams, which, again, was so random. Like, you have Sheamus. I mean, it doesn't make sense. He's doing this because Sheamus is attacking him on Raw, so now he has to just go attack someone on NXT.
It's stupid.
It makes no sense. Like, make it make sense to me. And I understand that the biggest stars in NXT are now on Raw and SmackDown, and we need new ones, and they're in a tough place right now. But to me, tonight was one of those episodes where it stood out, like how many stars are missing from NXT right now.
I know.
Lash looked great in this match. She's a winner. What's going on, C. Henry? What's going on, Mick Thomason? Everyone in the chat. Chris, we appreciate everybody here. The Lord, the Skywalker. I'm just going to call you Skywalker.
Yes, it is true, Chris.
Got a long name. Yeah, Ricochet's probably going to leave. Now, who's a loser here? It wasn't Lash Legend, I'll tell you that.
Lexus King. Loser King.
Okay. That's a good name. And there we go. Ora Menta, he's back on TV, and he's just, wasting his time with Ethan Page, because I know what's going to happen in the match. Just stop it.
Maybe call him Lexus Peasant.
Maybe. Rascals defeated Nathan Frazier, Axiom, and Javon Evans, but I'll say this, Javon is exactly what they say he is. He is bouncy. Did you see that springboard from the floor to the second rope or the first rope, whatever it was?
Oh, Javon is fucking fantastic at what he does, and I'm really, really hoping that they do right by him. I think he has the makings of, what Ricochet should have been for WWE. Rascals could very well be getting an NXT Tag Team title match against Axiom and Nathan Frazier. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. I got to give my praise to Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Right now, they're the best tag team champions in the whole industry.
I'm not even going to argue them, because I love Nathan Frazier, and I think Axiom's phenomenal right now. As I'm watching TNA, and AJ Francis just took down Sami Callihan. They're going at it. I'll keep you posted on what happens in this match. I just wanted to show this shot right here. That's your NXT champion right now. He should be on TV much more. He should be coming out of limos and partying and being the biggest asshole champion in the history of NXT. That should be his mission. I want to see it. Look at this. Oh, God. Braun Breaker better win this match.
He's going to win.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre is definitely winning that match. SummerSlam kickoff show, free to the fans next Friday in front of the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse if you're nearby. So I thought that'd be cool, something cool to share here on the Savage Storm Wrestling Show. We're getting into the 9 o'clock hour. We're watching TNA. Sammy taking on AJ. Who do you got here, Storms?
I'm hoping Sami Callihan. I'm not sure why Sami Callihan isn't in a higher position. To be quite honest with you, I'd love to see me some Sami Callihan versus Nick Nemeth for the TNA World Championship.
It could happen. I mean, he is a former TNA World Heavyweight Champion, is he not?
Yes, he is. I believe multi-time, perhaps?
Yeah. So I'm sure he can get his way back there right there. We have to talk about a few things, but the first thing we should do is, break down what happened on AEW last week. You had Rampage. You had Collision. On Rampage, you had the Conglomeration defeating the Undisputed Kingdom. Chris Jericho and Big Bill defeating the Outrunners. Suzuki, he took down the Butcher. I'm not even happy with that, because I like the Butcher, but the Butcher had to lose because they were building up Suzuki for his match. Rampage, Chris Statlander was in action. She took down a bum named Sydney Winnell. She's not a bum, just nobody knows who you are. She's still, she's very green. Very green. Lucha Brothers picking up another meaningless win. because it seems like all the Lucha Brothers do is fucking win, but they never get a fucking title shot. Make it make sense, Storms.
That's what I said. They need to bring back the rankings. If you were to watch this show, realistically, the only matches that I would recommend would be the first match and the last match on this show. And if you're asking me, we need, we need to do? We need to get Ray Phoenix in there with Kazuchika Okada for the Continental Crown. And on top of that, Chris Statlander, she should absolutely be a top contender for the Women's Championship. If they want to make her a contender for Athena's Ring of Honor Women's Championship, they could absolutely do that. But yeah, they really need to bring back the rankings. Way too much of an oversaturated episode. And I'm really hoping that, this week's Rampage will be better because we got the Royal Rampage. Collision, on the other hand, was actually very good. That much I will say. Collision was very good. Esports Stadium looked great. Very nice, intimate setting. We had a very good match here with Darby Allin and the Beast Mortos. Gotta give my props to the Beast Mortos. Beast Mortos, very, very good at what he does. He's got a nice role here on Collision. Darby Allin gets the win, and Darby Allin will be getting his TNT title match against Jack Perry. This sucks for Sky Blue. I don't know what it is, but dude, I'm telling you, the injury bug across all these major companies, WWE, AEW, you name it, the injury bug. This is the worst period in professional wrestling that I've ever seen for injuries. Very unfortunate accident here. I'm hoping Sky Blue gets back sooner rather than later. Really nothing more than a setup match to get Shida into the match with Baker on this week's AEW Dynamite for the Blood and Guts show. This was probably the worst thing on the show. Then we actually bounced back quite nicely. This match between Tony Nese and Ray Phoenix, this had no right to be as good as it was. Very, very, very good match right here.
That's because Tony Nese is a fucking boss, though.
He is a boss. Yeah, he's a boss.
But Ray Phoenix and listen, Lucha Brothers are the best tag team in AEW. Sometimes, I mean, the FTR and them. Those are the two. But come on, you can do better than that. You can do better than that. What'd you think about Hologram's debut? And do you
thought he was fantastic.
Who do you think it is? Is that someone new, or is it Ricochet? Is it Sammy?
No, it's not Ricochet. It's someone new. I believe his name was Amaris in AAA. He decided to sign with AEW, and he's got an all-new gimmick called Hologram. I think they got everything right with him. His entrance, his in-ring skill, very, very, very good stuff right there. And Gringo Loco was a very good opponent for his debut match. Not sure where he goes, but listen, put him in the ring with the big stars and just let him go.
And,
I hate Lumberjack.
Hold on. I want to ask you, what's your take here in general of the match, of course, and then what do you think about what they're actually doing with Thunder Rosa? This lady was the women's champion, never defeated. She comes back, doesn't get a rematch, never gets a rematch. Now she's out here.
She got a rematch against Tony.
Thunder Rosa?
Yeah, against Tony at Dynasty. She got a rematch. Go rewatch the show. They put on a great match.
Wasn't that that was a one-on-one?
Yes, one-on-one. Yes, it was.
Sure. That was her world title shot opportunity. That's it.
Yes, go back. She was undefeated up until that match.
Ugh. Well, what's your take on this match and what they're actually doing with Thunder Rosa? Do you think she has a chance of coming back and being a world heavyweight champion again, or is it time for Deonna to take that spot?
No. She does have a chance of going back to be a women's world champion again. However, I want to shit on it, but I can't really shit on it from an outcome perspective. But listen, Lumberjack matches are all the same. They're very, very lucky that Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo are as good as they are. And I can't really sit here and shit on Deonna winning because, listen, Deonna came in, she lost the women's championship match to Toni Storm. And if you really want to build up Deonna, because Deonna really hasn't gotten the spotlight that Thunder Rosa's gotten, I kind of get what they're doing. I don't really know where they're going to go, but listen, Thunder Rosa's versatile, so no matter where you put her, she's going to make the most of it.
Yeah, listen, Deonna needs to have some time to shine in AEW. She made a strong debut. I want to see them utilize that. We had this match right here on Collision. Was this the match of the night for you?
I would say so. It was either this or possibly the opening match, but this match main event of the show. Crowd was hot for it, and we got the right outcome. We got the right outcome here. The Patriarchy are the new AEW World Trios Champions, and your main man Luchasaurus, he is building himself a nice solid resume. He's now a former tag team champion, former TNT champion, and a former Trios champion. I believe he is one of very few individuals in AEW to be a Triple Crown champion.
And he'll be a world champion one day, I think, under Christian Cage or by himself.
Oh, and FTR, they spoke on the show. I want to talk about that for a little bit. It looks like we could be looking at a potential triple threat tag team match going down at All In. It's going to be the Bucks, FTR, and the Acclaimed. And I don't necessarily have an issue with that at all. I like the fact that the Acclaimed have been building up some momentum. They looked very good in Blood and Guts last night, which we will talk about. And in addition to that, it does present a little bit more unpredictability, which is one thing that AEW is giving us right now. And I do have to give my props to Tony Khan for tapping into that unpredictability factor. The question is, how much longer is he going to be able to keep that up before it gets a little bit old? We'll have to wait and see. But this was probably the best episode of Collision in a long, long time. I'm hoping that they continue that. We also got Death Before Dishonor going down tomorrow. I'm very much looking forward to it, and I have the full match card if you want to go over it whenever we have the chance.
Yeah, when we get into the Dynamite, right after Dynamite, we'll go right into all those matches. I got a couple of slides up right now. And also coming up is the Royal Rampage, and the winner gets an AEW World Championship match at Grand Slam. Do you have a winner for this one?
Honestly, I don't. But I will give props to Tony Khan again. And I'm very, very happy that he's building long-term. And we're getting ourselves little stakes for Rampage. And we got ourselves one half of the main event being confirmed for Grand Slam. And I'm hoping that they knock it out of the park once again for Grand Slam. I'm surprised they didn't do a pay-per-view in Grand Slam yet.
Yeah, right now, to give you the update, AJ Francis did pick up the win against Sami Callihan on Impact. I'll keep watching for you. For now, we get back to AEW. Don't forget to watch that. That should be interesting. Blood and Guts, Team AEW versus Team Elite would be the main event on a Wednesday night, but it wouldn't kick off the show. Instead, we got kicked off with the American Championship, and I went ahead and got a nice little picture for you so you can see kind of what it says. It says,
gotta love MJF.
Only country that matters. And I'll say this, listen, MJF's a fucking genius. This is the perfect opportunity with the election coming up and the whole country in a buzz about, America and, presidents and this and that. Plus you need to take a hiatus from that world championship scenario. This is the way you do it with good storytelling. We're going to get a lot of funny, probably vignettes, I'm sure. I think MJF's very creative. I would go as far to say he's maybe he's the most creative guy in the business right now because he has a nice approach to how he does things on social media, makes posts, promos, remarks, and on the spot, this guy's a one-take machine. You get him a camera.
Give him props.
You give him a cameraman, and he'll run around Washington D.C. and probably give you a archive of footage in a day. But good opening. Will Ospreay came out. I thought it was kind of like loser, made him look like a loser to go into a garbage can and pull out a title that MJF dumped in the trash, because that title, the international title, is now the American Championship.
No, it'll go back to the international title once MJF loses it. But
shut your mouth and stop.
It's gonna happen, bro.
Maxwell.
It's going to happen. But I'll tell you this. I'm going to throw out a bold prediction here. All in, shaping up to be a damn good show. This match will not stay a one-on-one match. It's not going to stay a one-on-one match.
With him and Ospreay?
Yeah, it's not going to stay a one-on-one.
Who's getting involved in this match and why?
Pac won a number one contenders match 2 weeks ago. He's going to get involved. And who's the guy that MJF keeps on mentioning?
Daniel Garcia.
There you go.
So fatal four-way for the
All-American
All-American Championship. Okay. Chris Jericho
and Suzuki.
Learning tree. He defeated Suzuki.
Hi, guys.
That match, Britt Baker defeated Sheeta. Much better match.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm very, very happy that they did not wait until All In to have Britt Baker make her in-ring return, not like they did with Mercedes heading into her match against Willow. I'm glad that Britt Baker won a match, and she's winning some matches and gaining momentum going into that match with Mercedes. Very good.
And then Pac over here, he took down Boulder looking better than ever.
Suplexed him.
I'm actually hyped now that you said that. That sounds great, actually, and I hope Pac wins. If that's the scenario, and we're in his hometown or his country.
I don't think Pac's going to win. No, I don't think he's going to win. I'll tell you what I believe is going to happen. I think we could be heading down the barrel of a little Pac and Ospreay feud, and we could be looking at Pac and Ospreay at All Out on September 7th, and possibly we could be looking at Garcia and MJF at All Out as well.
I'm calling Pac to win that match. He deserves it.
I think MJF's going to retain.
He probably will. You're probably not wrong, but the fan in me of how much I love this guy right here and how good I think he is. I mean, I don't want to say he's a better wrestler than MJF, but
he's up there.
He might be. Listen, actually, you know what? I take that back. He probably is a better wrestler than MJF, but like overall package, MJF is just perfect. But we'll see what's going to happen. I guess that's why we watch these things. We got to know what happens. Mariah May was in action against a local competitor from Knoxville. As soon as the bell rang, May drilled her with a running drop kick. I didn't like any of this advertising for any of this. And the reason I say that is you just had yourself a moment with Toni Storm, right? I mean, they made a t-shirt for it. They're capitalizing off you licking the blood. And let's take a moment here to appreciate Mariah May because she's great. Stay with the blood. Stay with the animalistic vibes. Stay with that raw, you don't give a fuck attitude. Why are we going from you being a psychotic person who's drinking blood and now all of a sudden you're glamour?
Well, to be fair, it would have been a waste if not for what happened after the match. It was a setup squash match. And after what we got, Toni Storm came in, and now we are off to the races. We're going to get some back and forth between Toni Storm and Mariah May. We're going to see what Toni Storm has in store for Miss May as we head into London. And I'm still sticking with what I said. We will see Mariah May take the championship.
Yeah, no, May's the new champion. There's no doubt about it. But then we get to the main event where Team AEW was able to pick up the win against Blood and Guts. And the only reason they picked up the win is because Darby Allin is a homicidal lunatic, right? Wants to put people on fire. And, the Young Bucks had to basically just give up so they could save Jack Perry's little life.
Love it. Love it. Now, could they have gone about the ending a little better? Yeah, sure. But I got to give credit because the ending accomplished two things. Number one, the ending gave the Elite their comeuppance, number one. And number two, Darby got his match against Jack Perry.
Look at Hangman trying to get involved with the world title picture again.
Listen, he's pissed off. Swerve invaded his house.
Here's some shots from the night. Last night, every Wednesday night, Dynamite.
Jericho's chest was
last couple of weeks. I've been, especially after last week's Dynamite. Like to me, last week's Dynamite was better than this week's Dynamite, just because of that match.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No. Last week was magical. Tonight wasn't magical. Listen, there was too many spots in that match where they're just conveniently waiting for another spot.
Who gives a fuck? It was a very good show.
I don't care about these theatrical bullshit sometimes. 5-on-5, and everybody has to get their shit in because then it just makes it look not as real as it should.
It's called making everyone look good. That's what you do in a match.
A match like that, there should be so much chaos and carnage that the cameraman can't even keep up with what the fuck's happening.
There was chaos and carnage. This was the best blood and guts that they've ever done.
Yes, there was chaos and carnage over here while these 7 guys were sleeping over here. That's my point. All 10 guys need to be involved.
Shit. We had Darby jumping off of roofs. Bowens went through about 5 tables.
Yes, and Jack Perry took an unprotected headshot. Yes. Another genius move by Jack Perry.
It was a shave down chair.
we're about to get this match going on here. Hammerstone and Ash coming out. They're going to take on Eric Young and Jordan Grace. And they're really going hard with this Ash by Elegance nonsense. I mean, look at her. What have you even done? You were the 24/7 queen. Fuck. Pissing me off right now watching this. My God. Back to the action in AEW. Sheeta looks good, man. It looks like they're trying to get Sheeta back on track here. But Britt Baker, she's in another level right now. So, you kind of knew that was coming.
The only thing I didn't like about Baker is she looked like a genie.
She looked like a genie. So what's wrong with a genie? A genie can grant you 3 wishes.
Either way, by the way, Camille, she is Mercedes' new bodyguard. That is an excellent move. That is the best role for Camille. And we could be looking down the barrel of Mercedes and Camille versus Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter.
I said it last night, and I'll say it again, all right? Mercedes Moné, like John Moxley is the 3rd best member of the Shield, Mercedes Moné is the 4th best member of the 4 Horsewomen.
No, that's Charlotte.
No.
Sure,
That's just pure hatred right there. Charlotte's matches were better, and obviously her resume is her resume is not even comparable, kid. Not even comparable.
No.
Stop it. We can talk about that for an hour. You want to go at that right now? That's what you want to argue about right there. You want to give me 3 reasons why Mercedes Moné is better than Charlotte Flair.
Number 1, she had the best women's match in WWE history with Bayley at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, number 1 in 2015. Number 2, she has brought almost every single individual in the WWE and outside of the WWE to their absolute best match of their career, including the likes of Ruby Riott, the likes of Kairi Sane. In addition to that, she was never forced down anyone's throats like Charlotte is.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this about Mercedes Moné, all right? She got carried in that match with Bayley.
Wrong.
And then that other comment that you said over there, listen, Mercedes Moné is nowhere near Charlotte Flair's level. Charlotte Flair is the greatest female human that was ever given birth to, ever.
Wrong.
She's greatness. She elevates everyone she's in the ring with at all times.
Wrong.
You just hate on Charlotte Flair, and that's okay.
No, it's because she's a bitch.
I met her, and she was the greatest human being of all time.
I don't care. Wrong.
Fucking legend. Yeah, and she also main evented WrestleMania. Mercedes did not.
Yes, she did. WrestleMania 37.
I told you that doesn't count. That night
it counts, you fucking jerk.
To your new generation, to you ruthless aggression.
New generation.
That's right. Exactly. David LaGreca would agree. Damn, Mariah May looks great. I love the ring attire. Holy shit, man.
Mariah May, man. The glamour, baby. The glamour.
It's crazy how quick she came in and just took that spot.
By the way, Mariah May has the best drop kick in all of women's wrestling. Her drop kick is phenomenal.
She's great. She's been impressive since the first time I seen her in the ring. I couldn't believe it. I was like, who the hell is this chick? Tony Storm coming out trying to get some.
Quintessential women's wrestler, man. She's got everything.
She's good. She's really good. Jack Perry, we see some shots of him getting involved with Darby Allin that would lead to his demise. I love Rainmaker Drive. That's just a great shot of Okada right there. Swerve looking good.
Here we go, baby.
Go ahead. Who you got here and why?
I got Wheeler Yuta. I don't think they're going to give it to Lee Moriarty just yet. I don't know who's going to take that title off of Yuta, but I don't think they're going to strip Yuta of it just yet.
I'll tell you what, they're never going to take Yuta off Ring of Honor. Wheeler Useless will pick up the win, and he will continue to dominate Ring of Honor because that's what he does now. Survival of the Fittest, Ring of Honor World TV Championship. We got a lot of contenders here. I mean, to me, Brian Cage sticks out. Leo Rush sticks out. Who do you got?
Last time we had a Survival of the Fittest match on Ring of Honor was actually one of the best matches of 2023, back when Kyle Fletcher won the championship. I'm going to go with Atlantis Jr. I think they're really going to continue that partnership with CMLL, and they're going to keep it on Atlantis Jr. there, and I'm not sure who's going to take it off them, but maybe we do see another individual rise up through the rankings. Maybe we see a Lee Johnson. Maybe we see a Brian Cage at some point down the line. Who knows? But I got Atlantis Jr.
And I usually don't like these 6-man matches, but I feel like it has a nice mix of size and speed that, they can just make it work and keep it fun, keep it going, keep you guessing. Should be a good match. Mark Briscoe. By the way, did you know that a WWE Hall of Famer is in the chat?
Yeah, baby.
Unbelievable. Elliot saying hi to him. Mark Briscoe will lose to Roderick Strong.
Nope. I'm going with Mr. Briscoe to take that victory. They ain't taking the title off of him just yet.
Yeah, but Strong's got friends.
Yeah, but Mark Briscoe's got friends. He's got a conglomeration.
Not in Ring of Honor. They don't have the Ring of Honor.
Mark Briscoe's got a conglomeration, and Roderick Strong's going to suffer a miscombobulation.
Listen, Mark Briscoe's going to suffer a neck breaker. All in London. We've talked about it before, but talk about it again. Bryan Danielson has to win this match if he wants his career to, finish with a bang. Because this is it for him, right? He doesn't win this. This is literally his last World Heavyweight Championship opportunity.
I don't know, because listen, he could still do it in the Seattle Superdome at WrestleDream. You never know.
Well, either way, this is one of his last opportunities. Maybe it could be his last opportunity at a World Heavyweight Championship because we know he's retiring next year. So, who you got?
I don't know. I'm sticking with Swerve, man. I'm sticking with Swerve.
You might just be right. I'm actually going to go with Swerve too. I'm going to go with Swerve too because Swerve has a special run right now, and if you take that away from him, you can't get that back. Bryan Danielson's been at the top of the mountain before. This ain't no different. I think this is actually going to be Bryan Danielson's choice. If he wants to win this match, he's going to win this match.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll find out.
I'm looking forward to it, though. All In this year is looking better than All In last year. And
I like AEW. AEW does shows on a Sunday. I told you, it resonates with me. A show on a Sunday is fucking special. Reminds me of my childhood. Pay-per-view.
And it's early. It's early, too.
Yeah, but it's early, but it's also going to be on late.
Yeah, probably.
Because they overbook.
Well, I don't know about that because here's the thing. It's going to be at like 12 or 1. Grand Slam, baby.
Ticket sales are already starting, obviously. I've seen tickets. They're kind of like for floor seats, it's insane. It's like it's starting at like $400 or $500 for floor seats.
Well, to be quite honest with you, that's a hell of a lot better than WWE ticket sales. They've sold look at how many floor seats they've sold for SummerSlam, dude. Like the entire fucking floor is open because they sell them for like $2,000, $3,000 fucking dollars.
No, people buy them, and family members get them at the end of the night.
Still. Look at those champions lineup. Beautiful shit right there.
It's a unique cast right now.
Very unique cast.
You got a mix of New Japan. You got a mix of WWE legends with WWE. Actually, you can't say legends because Monet's a legend in her own right.
And you got Christian.
Christian. You got a little bit of Hollywood in there with Jack Perry being, Luke Perry's son. You got the Jewish community represented very well by Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and now he's made it the American community because it's the American champion.
I love it.
The Young Bucks, right? More New Japan, more independent wrestling. Like no matter what, when I look at the Young Bucks, they scream independent wrestling to me because they were doing it for so long before they made it.
Swerve Strickland, you got a young legend right there.
Well, with Swerve Strickland, you have a unique world champion who right now has two things going for him big time, which is he's got maybe the best theme song in professional wrestling. And two, he has maybe the most unique moveset of a heavyweight champion. I feel like his moveset's more powerful than Cody Rhodes' moveset.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And by the way, very, very happy that his reign got solidified with that win over Ospreay at Forbidden Door. Good shit right there.
It did. If you were a big fan of Blood and Guts, you can go and support AEW. Go to shopaew.com. You can pick up a Blood and Guts t-shirt. They also have this available. This was available.
Tie-dye.
This is available for a limited edition. It comes out tonight at midnight. And it's on sale.
Pretty solid.
Okay, not bad. Like the Billy Goat, right? I see it. I see the little Billy Goat. Or you could support Christian and his gang of friends over here. Mother Wayne, the Prodigy.
I prefer the Christian is my father shirt.
You're looking at maybe right there, when you look at it, Nick Wayne, I'm telling you right now, believe it or not, Nick Wayne's a future world champion in AEW.
Give him some time. Yeah, give him like 5 to 10 years. I think
I don't even think 5 to 10 years. I think 3 to 5 years is where his range is, because he's that good in the ring. He's been wrestling a lot longer than some of these veterans have been wrestling, because his dad just made sure that happened. This kid's been wrestling since he was like 8, 9 years old, dude. Maybe even younger.
Jesus Christ, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah. And I love this shirt here, even though I can't read what the fuck it says. I know what it says. It says Kill Switch, but that might be the worst font I've ever seen. But nonetheless, bring this guy to the ring with fucking dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. Start putting money into this shit. Let's go, Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus was great, man. For kids, they'll love it.
He is still great.
Dinosaur.
He's still great.
Kill Switch is great. Either way. I'd like to see him become world champion. Maybe over the next couple of years, Christian Cage is going to more transition into like that permanent manager role, where he's like, you know what, I'm done wrestling. That's my champion. And then from there, you can tell the story, because Nick Wayne maybe gets jealous. Why does Killswitch get the first opportunity?
He's still going good at 50, dude. Still going good at 50.
He's got no sights of slowing down. And a lot of these guys from the WWE just shows you, when you learn how to work that way, you can see the kind of career you can have. Look at Jericho.
It's true. Very true.
You know what I mean? Look at Christian. Shit, man. Or WCW. Look at Sting. Guy was out here going crazy in some of his last matches, doing stuff that we didn't think he was going to do.
Very true.
He didn't even need to do any of that shit that he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. I guess we got some AEW breaking news over here. We started off earlier with this one over here with Dustin and the Jobber. But we also have Mark Henry, where they say that he told Vince McMahon he was jumping ship to AEW to surpass WWE in ratings, which is kind of cool. And update quickly on TNA. Ash by Elegance and Hammerstone picking up the win against Eric Young and Jordan Grace. I would call that like an upset.
Yeah, I would say so. And by the way, love me some Hammerstone.
Hammerstone's great, but also Eric Young, man, another guy that was like underutilized for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Very much
Crazy
so.
To see. What do you think about this though, with Mark Henry talking shit to Vince before he left?
Listen, I commend Mark Henry for having some balls, but I mean, why are you joining AEW to surpass WWE in ratings? That's not what the point of AEW was. Mark Henry really has missed the point of what AEW really is right there.
Well, listen, when you work under a certain system for so many years, and all the big ups around you, the people that are writing your checks, the people that are telling you what to do, ratings is a big deal to these people. I think it's kind of embodied in his culture in the business, because that's the business he was part of for so long. You got to remember, Mark Henry was the first person to get a contract, developmental contract, where, you know what I'm saying? He just got there. They're giving him $250,000 a year.
I'm just pointing it out there. I understand he was immersed in that culture, but that really is a mentality that I hope gets kicked over the course of the next couple years, because sooner rather than later, everyone's going to understand that the ratings don't matter anymore. They haven't mattered in years, especially considering everything is going over to streaming services. That's actually one of the.
But even streaming services, I know you keep saying ratings don't matter, and I know that's
convenient
for you.
They don't, dude.
They
not
actually,
anymore.
In some sense, they do. Listen, on Netflix, if enough people don't watch a show, they take it off the air, brother. It's that simple. Maybe ratings don't matter. I'll tell you that. Fine. You want to use that term? Ratings don't matter? Fine. I got a new one for you. Ratings don't matter. Well, viewership does. Viewership does. Minutes watched. Are people watching the programming?
And guess what? When they move over to a streaming service, they're going to have more eyes on the show, because
of course they are. That's why they're moving there.
Yes. And that's why soon SmackDown's going to follow, Dynamite's going to follow, Rampage is going to follow, Collision's going to follow. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. It really is the only problem that I have with Bully Ray right now. And Bully Ray, listen, he's done a complete 180. He's very objective, very, very fair with what he says, very, very knowledgeable. I always got to give my props to Bully Ray. I was listening to his Busted Open After Dark podcast earlier today on my way to work. The only thing that I hate about him, and it really makes him look like an idiot, even though I know he's not an idiot, is when he says that the ratings matter. because they don't.
I'm just trying to explain to you, like, that's his language, that's his culture, that's fine. He's from a different era, from a different time. He looks at the product a different way than anybody else does, because he was inside of it in such a professional corporate fashion from an early opportunity. This isn't a guy who was on the independent scene and grinded his way to the top. This is the world's strongest man who got an insane contract the moment he walked in the door, and also had everyone in the back scared of him. People thought like they would, when they heard they were working with Mark Henry. Do you know how motherfucking polite they were to Mark fucking Henry?
Well, Mark Henry's a nice guy, so
he is a nice guy, but if you piss him off, there was a point where Mark Henry was gonna, he was about to get on a plane and just go beat the shit out of Shawn Michaels, because Shawn pulled a rib on him. And Undertaker had to get in there and stop it from happening, because Mark didn't understand the business yet. He didn't get that that's what these guys do, is just rib you. And, he's coming from a world where if someone ribs you, you rip their ribs out. So,
fair enough.
He's a fucking animal, but he learned a lot, but he's stuck in his ways. Tony Khan addresses Bryan Danielson's AEW future post-retirement, says Bryan Danielson's been one of the best leaders I could ever ask for in the locker room, and I love that I can just call him anytime, and we can talk about wrestling, we can talk about the stories, we can talk about whatever. He's not going to wrestle anymore, but, I'm sure there's going to be other opportunities there. So my question to you, Storms, is 1 year from now, 2 years from now, what do you think we see with Bryan Danielson?
If he's not doing the part-time gig like Brock Lesnar, I do believe that we could potentially see Bryan Danielson groomed to be a successor for AEW if Tony Khan doesn't want to do it anymore.
Okay, interesting take. Yeah, I don't know why. I just see his return to WWE being imminent. There's a lot of money to make there nowadays, especially with the whole Netflix deal. At the end of the day, what WWE can offer someone like Bryan Danielson next year is much more than what anybody else can, because he's offering them Netflix now. Netflix, god damn it. Sammy, Tay Mello, training for a return. Do you want Tay Mello to actually return to action? Do you think she wants to return to action, or is she going to be like a stay-at-home mom now? Sammy's the main wrestler. What do you want to see here?
It all depends, because when they were doing their thing in like 2021, going into 2022, before they ended up making their relationship public, they were actually doing some really solid material. Ty Mello, she has improved leaps and bounds from where she was in NXT, and she could be a solid hand in the division if they really want to make her a solid hand in the division. And Sammy, listen, Sammy's always a great performer. There's plenty of matches for Sammy out there, matches against Okada, matches against Ospreay. Maybe we could revisit matches with MJF, matches with Jack Perry, matches with Swerve Strickland, matches with Hangman Adam Page. Plenty of matches for Sammy Guevara. So, the sooner we get those two back on AEW TV, the better, because, they're good at what they do. They're very good at what they do.
Swerve Strickland's new song, Big Pressure, is being remixed. Like I said, best theme song in pro wrestling today. Possible spoiler on MJF's opponent. He's supposed to be taking on Gabe Kidd from New Japan Pro Wrestling. My friend Isaac, who runs VXS, is telling me that kid, Gabe Kidd, is really good. Do you know Gabe Kidd?
Fantastic. Yeah, he's the one that took the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship from Eddie Kingston. I saw that match, and it was pretty fucking brutal.
MJF claims the kid who assaulted him had a gun. Can you believe that shit?
Typical MJF.
This gun violence is getting out of hand. I believe him. What do you mean? You don't believe him? If MJF says this little girl had a gun, if he says that she's a terrorist, then she's a terrorist. I
love MJF.
MJF claims he will never, ever, ever wrestle Will Ospreay ever again.
That's a lie.
He's trying to, though. He's definitely trying to avoid that. We'll see if he succeeds. I don't think he will. And again, MJF, back in the breaking news, proclaiming that AEW is boring without him. And you know what? I think he's right. He makes things way more interesting than him not there. I don't think you can argue.
He does make things more interesting, right? But to say that it's boring without him, not necessarily true, because they've put on good shows without him in the past.
Yeah, but without MJF right now at AEW, like Sid Justice said, about Cody Rhodes leaving. I think it's more if MJF leaves AEW, they might be dead in the water. They
won't be
need
dead in the
they
water.
need MJF.
They're going to be around for years to come.
He's America's champion, damn it.
They're going to get the new deal.
We're about to hear from Josh Alexander live on Impact, and I saw the system backstage. They're all wearing like American sweatsuits. I don't know if they're training for the Olympics. I'll keep you posted on what's happening there. Kurt Angle did call. There's a few shows coming up that I want to talk about, but I think we should talk about this show first. Coming up Friday, August 23rd, from the Mecca in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, Kenta is going to be there. And, just him alone is enough for you to go and buy a ticket because that's how good he is. The match is going to be Kenta versus Homicide. Homicide's 30th anniversary match. I heard someone say that they want me to show up here and accept the challenge from a fan for a battle on the mic. Can you believe that shit, Storms? There's a fan that wants to challenge me on the mic at a Rival 2.
Listen, I appreciate the boldness from whatever fan throughout this challenge, but you're in for a rude awakening, and for a very rude awakening, whoever you may be. You don't want to.
I don't put on the 3-piece suits, the cufflinks, the tie, the this, the that, the shades, the Rolex. I don't do all that to get embarrassed. I do the embarrassing.
You might want to be very, very careful. Listen, whoever you are, if you're watching this, prepare yourself.
Drake also arrives. Jackson arrives August 23rd from the Mecca. Kenta Slamovich is going to be there. There's going to be limited posters of this that you can get signed from Kenta, that you can get signed from Homicide. I think there's only going to be like 50 of them. So first come, first serve. It's going to be a sold out event. So get your tickets now. Follow VXS on Instagram. Follow the Wrestling Universe. Follow. You guys should follow them. You know who else you should follow? Spencer fucking Slade. Follow Spencer Slade. Here's some shots from the first arrival that took place from the Elks Lodge in Queens, New York. A look at this stupid fan here. You've probably seen this dumb fan at shows before, right? I think he calls himself Total What Tom or some shit like that. The guy's a fucking idiot. All right. And
we shitting on Total Tom, huh?
If we see Total Tom again, we're gonna make sure he doesn't walk home.
Oh Lord. I guess Total Tom cannot come within 2 feet of Spencer Slade.
He disrespected Spencer Slade. He disrespected Savage. And this was streamed on Triller. Your boy Savage on pay-per-view, goddammit.
I saw the match with Joseph Keys and Spencer Slade.
That guy's a bum, too. I told everybody exactly what would happen if they put him in the ring with Spencer Slade, and we proved to everybody that Joseph Keys, he's good, but he doesn't have the same keys that Spencer Slade does.
You weren't wrong.
Slade's got the keys to the palace right here. But there's a lot of good wrestling coming up, like this one right here, Next Man Up, Friday night, Saturday night in Connecticut. Spencer Slade will be in action again. Jinder Mahal will be there as well. If you've never been there, check them out, northeastwrestling.com in Connecticut. And then in Queens, New York, Friday night, come on down to Hog and look at these insane matches. Swerve Strickland taking on Amazing Red. Mike Santana taking on Zilla Fatu. And tomorrow night, I will be hanging out with Prince Nana. I will be watching all these matches. I'll definitely have some nice videos of professional wrestling for you guys next week right here on this show. Heatwave, like I said, is Saturday. And then on Sunday, if you're anywhere near Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, you're not going to want to miss this because it's a long time coming. The Next Man Up. Casey Navarro has been your Battlefield champion for a long time. I think it's time for him to just, go away. All right. Casey, listen, you're a good kid. You really are a good kid. All right. But that's exactly what you are. You're a kid. Spencer Slade, Snitsky, Lance Anoa'i, these are men. one of those three men, I pick, obviously, I think Spencer Slade is going to get the job done here. But good luck to you, Casey Navarro. You're going to need it on Sunday at Next Man Up. What's this?
And a big announcement, if you guys paid attention, this past Tuesday, I call myself a history maker. Well, now it's time to show you exactly what the fuck I am all about. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very, very pleased to announce for all the listeners out there here of the Savage Storm Wrestling Super Show on Saturday, October 19th, 2024, Elmwood Park, New Jersey, professional wrestling returns for the very first time in over 5 years. Professional wrestling returns to the Elmwood Park Rec Center. I am partnering up with East Coast Professional Wrestling, and I present to you Battle in the Borough. This is a professional wrestling event to help benefit the Elmwood Park Food Pantry and their Thanksgiving drive. It is at 500 Mola Boulevard, Elmwood Park, New Jersey. 6 p.m. is the meet and greet. 7 p.m. bell time. Tickets will be $25 at the door. You can call 201-507-2577, or you can DM me and we can get you some early tickets. And of course, guess the cat's out of the bag. Spencer Slade, he will be at Battle in the Borough. Crowbar will also be at Battle in the Borough. Crowbar is ready for battle. Spencer Slade is ready for battle. Rick Recon is ready for battle. The Now are ready for battle. Tiffany Avatar, she is ready for battle. The Cotton Candy Princess, gotta love her. Mateo Marcelos, he is ready for battle. Very, very pleased to be working with Mateo Marcelos here in Elmwood Park, New Jersey this fall. Marcus Mathers is ready for battle. He is a 21-year-old prodigy. Just became legal enough to drink. Fantastic at what he does. Saw him wrestle Ray Calitri this past fall at ISPW in West Milford, New Jersey. He is amazing at what he does. And of course, Michael Mars, main event Michael Mars, 30-plus year veteran. I had him on the Eye of the Storm last year in January. He is ready for battle. He will be in Elmwood Park, New Jersey. Be prepared, people. Be prepared for the main event Michael Mars. The Audacity, one of the best tag teams up and down the East Coast. Former two-time Outlaw Professional Wrestling Tag Team Champions. They are indeed ready for battle. Be prepared. The Audacity will be making their way to Elmwood Park, New Jersey. And of course, TCW's own Dr. Sleep, Anthony Gangone. He is indeed ready for battle, and he will be making his way to the suburbs of New Jersey on Saturday, October 19th, 2024. And of course, good old Spencer Slade, the technical powerhouse himself, and the incomparable Greek Savage. They are both ready for battle, and they will be taking over the suburbs when I partner up with ECPW to present Battle in the Borough. It is going to be absolutely historic, and everyone's going to bear witness to something very, very special. We will begin a revolution. Trust me on that. You are not going to want to miss a single moment of it.
Listen, I don't know where you came up with the money to pay me and Spencer Slade to show up to that dump, but you did. Money talks, bullshit walks, and you actually had cash on hand because I told you we wouldn't show up unless we were paid in advance before anybody else on that card. And I saw you got a lot of people on this card. You got a lot of people. You got this guy, Anthony Gangone, and yeah, I'll make sure he's gone if he's in the ring with us. The audacity, if they open their mouth to my client, Spencer Slade, Michael main event Morris, the only thing he's going to be main eventing is the line at catering that day. Marcus Mathers, what's his name? Marcus Mathers. You know what? I won't even say anything bad about this kid because I saw him wrestle against Crowbar once, and he is a young lion. He has a lot going for him. And if he gets in the way of Spencer Slade, he won't have a much longer career to look forward to. He'll be working at McDonald's, so he should watch his back as well. Mateo Marcelos, I've never seen you wrestle. I don't think it matters if you get in the ring with my client. Hopefully, I'm praying for a lot of these people. Tiffany Avatar, who's she taking on that day?
She is taking on Tiffany Grady. She personally requested to fight Tiffany Grady.
Really?
And we could very well see Tiffany Avatar bring one of her championships, and we could get a championship match set for the women's division here in the suburbs of New Jersey.
Interesting, because I know Tiffany Grady. She's definitely a badass, so Tiffany Avatar has her hands full that day. Good luck to you, Avatar. The Now are ready for battle. I'm wondering who they're going to be in the ring with. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Rick Recon, the king of rock and roll. I saw him go on, actually, again, Crowbar. Like, Crowbar is out here taking out all these young lions. Crowbar better stay out of our fucking way, too. But Rick Recon better stay out of our way. Because, listen, if he comes near me, if he comes near my client, all right, he's not going to be able to hear rock and roll anymore. I'm going to make sure he goes home, and the only thing he's going to hear is that bell ringing for the rest of his life as he looks up at the lights while he's carried out of the building.
You better pray that Rick Recon's not watching this.
I don't give a shit if Rick Recon's watching this. I'm a savage. Now, Crowbar, this guy's a legend. I'll give it to him. He's a legend, right? Been doing it longer than anybody. But you know what? In my opinion, maybe he's been doing it too long. Maybe he's been doing it a little too long. And it's time to put this man up to pasture. And I promise that if Crowbar is smart enough, he will know his role. He'll sit in the back here, wait for the card to be written, and he better pray that Spencer Slade isn't in the opposite name of that card right there on his list. It wouldn't end well for Crowbar. He's wrestled a lot of matches in New Jersey. It would be sad to have to retire Crowbar in New Jersey, in your hometown. Isn't he like your favorite wrestler?
He is. I've been caught on record. I've said that he is one of the greatest to ever lace up a pair of boots.
Wow. I really hope. Just listen, put him against somebody safe, because if you put him against Slade, it's not going to end well.
I'll tell you what. Listen,
it's not going to end well.
I do have an announcement, and I will be announcing the main event of Battle in the Borough this Saturday on my show, the Lightning Flash Update. I will make the main event of Battle in the Borough official, and it's going to be at a special start time of 1:30 p.m. Eastern time this Saturday. I will be going out and I will be promoting. We're actually getting the word out there that Battle in the Borough will be taking place this fall. And another piece of news, me and Savage, we actually had a lengthy conversation about this. And Savage, he is extremely confident in his client, his very special individual, Spencer Slade, the technical powerhouse, as I like to call him, that Savage here, he has elected to put his own brand's heavyweight championship on the line against whoever Spencer Slade is fighting, no matter who it may be. So Spencer Slade, he will be one half of the match that determines the first ever Savage heavyweight champion. For anyone out there,
the only reason we put it on the line is because it's a lock, man. He's not losing that title. He can't lose the title. It's impossible. It won't happen in New Jersey, in New York, Pennsylvania. It won't happen in Abu Dhabi. If you decide to do a show in China, we'll go over there and whoop everybody's ass over there too, because that's what we do. He is a suplex submission machine at the snap of my fingers. The gift that the Greek gods handed me. Because see, what people don't understand is the reason why I am better than you and everyone you know. You love this business. You love this sport. I've been alive 37 times, reincarnated over and over and over and over again. I used to be a Greek warrior, decapitated motherfuckers on the shores of my island, where the myths and the gods, the people that you maybe, if you had any kind of good education, you would know about Greek mythology and Greek history and how we invented anything worth a shit on this fucking planet was the Greeks. Just like we invented professional wrestling, The Greeks have passed down their knowledge to me because I am part of that ancient bloodline. You want to talk about a bloodline? That Samoan bloodline? They're cool. They're gravy, but they're not as ancient as me. My bloodline runs deeper and thicker in professional wrestling than anything you've ever dreamed of or imagined. And that's why I'm so confident in my abilities to make sure I provide my client with the absolute best everything life has to offer. So I always make sure he's at full potential when I need him to go into that psychotic suplex submission machine mode. And that's all you're going to see. Doesn't matter who's in the ring. You will see suplexes, you will see submissions, and you will see me raise my client, Spencer Slade's hand in the air, victorious time and time again. Get used to it.
We'll have to wait and see. But we'll see if Spencer Slade, he can become the first ever Savage Heavyweight Champion. For more information, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, ticket sales, $25 at the door. You can call 201-507-2577, or you can DM me serious inquiries only, because we are going to be packing the Elmwood Park Rec Center on Saturday, October 19th. It is going to be a historic event, and Savage, he will be there live. He will be there live, and we are going to bring a Savage Storm to Elmwood Park, New Jersey. Believe me.
Yes, the Greeks did invent the concept of keeping your dick clean. Yes, yes. And my circumcision probably took 3.5 hours because it was just so fucking big. I didn't think I'd ever say the word circumcision on the Savage Storm wrestling show.
I'm trying to process what the fuck you just said there. A 3.5 hour circumcision.
I didn't bring it up.
You
can blame Colton Grundy, man. Said if it wasn't in Cali, he would go. It's a good reason to go. First of all, those tickets, $25 for a show where you get to see a future legend. All right, I'm talking about Spencer Slade here, future legend. And the reason I say future legend is because we have a game plan, Storms. Do you know what our game plan is? It's simple. He's going to go on to become the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. We're going to go on to make him the longest reigning NXT World Heavyweight Champion. And with the NXT World Heavyweight Championship on his shoulders as he walks down the ramp to the Royal Rumble, he will hand me the title, and I will hold that title. And he will be in the Rumble, winning the Rumble. While he's the NXT World Heavyweight Champion, we'll go on to WrestleMania, and he will be the first ever World Heavyweight Champion, NXT Champion at the same time. That's the plan. It's real simple.
We'll see. I'll be keeping my eye on you, that's for sure. We'll see what happens. Trust me, you are going to want to tune in this Saturday, and you will see who Spencer Slade's opponent is.
Listen, Ohio is a dump, Alec. No offense to you. You know what? Is there enough money in Ohio to even pay us to get there?
Possibly.
Maybe. I guess Ohio has some money left, right? LeBron James did bring them a championship.
There you go.
Left them dead in the water after that. I don't think the town's ever recovered. I don't think they ever will. Has New Jersey recovered? How's your town doing? Isn't that town a dump?
I will say this. If New Jersey didn't have me, it would have nothing going for it.
What's going on in Elmwood? You said Liv Morgan is from Elmwood Park?
Liv Morgan's actually from Paramus. She actually came from a Hooters in Paramus where she met Enzo Amore.
Fine establishment. Marty Jannetty met one of his girlfriends last year there.
Oh, by the way, we have the best pizza and Chinese food in the country.
In the country. Okay. A lot of reasons why you should go to Elmwood Park Rec Center on October 19th, 2024. Besides some of the best pizza, some history, some great professional wrestling brought to you by DJ Storms and ECPW. 6 p.m. meet and greet, 7 p.m. bell time. Tickets at the door, or call your man DJ Storms. You can find them on Instagram. Phone numbers right there at the bottom of the screen. Monday nights, I used to watch Raw live. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing that for now. You're always going to get the WWE Weekly Update every single Tuesday night. Every Wednesday night, we'll bring you the Weekly Update. If you want to find out more about Arrival, we did a great show last night with a guy that runs Arrival. You get a lot of inside information on that show. Tonight, you're watching, hypothetically, you know what? I'm not even going to say hypothetically. That's Marty's shit. Tonight, you're watching the greatest wrestling podcast in the world today, and that is the Savage Storm Wrestling Super Show, episode number 7. 7 happens to be one of my favorite numbers. Immediately following this show at 10 p.m., go on over to the Party with Marty podcast on YouTube, and you can catch a brand new episode, The SummerSlam Experience, and it's a good one. Some really good stories in there. And then in August, second week of August, I'll be going on vacation, and during my vacation, instead of the weekly updates for WWE and AEW, there will be, and of course, there will be no Savage Storm show that week either. I'll let you know. I'm going on vacation, Storms. I'm off the grid for a fucking week. But
fair enough.
Instead of our show that night, they're going to be able to watch this, the interview with Marty Jannetty. He's had a lot of interviews in his career. I've done a lot of shows with him, but I've never actually just sat down and really interviewed the man like Barbara Walters style. You know what I mean? Like, let's get to the nitty gritty of all of it. So I'm
looking forward to seeing that. That's for sure. Shout out to Marty Jannetty, man. Good guy.
Yeah, and then the other 2 nights, I'll be doing a debut, 1 hour each night, a documentary that I'm working on called Becoming Savage, where I just give everybody a really nice sneak peek into my life over the last 3 years that have led up to where we are, where we're going, what we have planned.
I'm definitely going to watch that. I'm curious about that.
WrestlingWithSavage.com. We got a lot of different merchandise. You can check out all the upcoming events, the pictures. DDP coming up September 28th from noon to 4 p.m. live from the Wrestling Universe. Tickets are on sale now. You can buy tickets for that. And you can also check out all their other upcoming events. And there's a lot. They got Joe Hendry coming up. Check it out. The Wrestling Universe.com. Really good store, really good people, and really good merchandise. Do you collect any wrestling merch?
I actually do. I collect a couple pieces of wrestling merch. I collect a lot of wrestling t-shirts. I also collect WWE Slam Attacks Mayhem trading cards. This was actually one of the most popular series in professional wrestling trading cards. And I know this because this was actually the only series that I saw sold in stores throughout 2010. Saw them in supermarkets, saw them in Models, saw them in all sorts of convenience stores. They were extremely popular. I am currently trying to collect the entire series. I believe I am currently only 14 cards away from collecting the whole series. The whole series of cards is about 222 cards, and I'm very, very close to completing the series. I'm hoping to go on potentially eBay, potentially Amazon, potentially Toy Wiz, because they got some packets over there. I got a ton of doubles as well, so plenty of cards to sell. I'm looking to collect Slam Attacks Mayhem. It's good shit. It's fun shit.
I got caught up when I first started getting back into the wrestling, like heavy. I started getting caught up with the figures, as you can see there.
Yes.
So I just went through the list of like, all right, who are the people that I respect in this business? And that's how I determined what figures I'm going to buy. Like, I will not buy your figure if I don't respect you in some form. That, you know, so you have to have done something to earn my respect in this business to be up there on that wall. Do you have any action figures?
I do have a lot of action figures, actually. I got John Cena, I got Edge, I got Matt Hardy, I got The Big Show, I got The Undertaker, I got Kane, I got The Great Khali, I got Batista. I also used to collect WWE Rumblers back in the day, which are like mini figurines. That was some good shit back in the day. I love that. I actually have the Money in the Bank setup. A Money in the Bank WWE Rumblers playset. I still have it to this day. I also used to collect WWE magazines. I was a big WWE kid back in the day.
Yeah, I got like books and books and books. I got too much shit, my friend. All right, these are just like 8x10s, you know. And I got literally, I could just keep going for days on this one, and then I got another one that's even bigger than that. We got binders downstairs for days of just cards. You know, these are all signed cards too. They're not just cards, but you know, signed shit. A lot of shit. These are all signed. Autographs for fucking days and shit.
That's pretty fun.
8x10s out the fucking ass. And I'm going to answer that question from the fan in a second. Look at all these 8x10s. This is just insane at this point where we're getting at.
Not riddle, baby.
A lot of these, like, they're not just like one. There's like, you know, 20 or 30 in some of these sleeves. And there's like, I don't even know how many sleeves, bro. Too many to fucking name.
Holy fuck, dude.
I can't even get into it. I don't even want to get into it. And this is just binders. Downstairs, I actually have boxes upon boxes of extras of stuff I've done over the years working with people. Just building up my inventory, building up my collection. I got cool stuff that I'm trying to like actually do here. I'll show you this. This is cool.
What we got over here? Sound like Enzo Amore right there.
There we go. I'll
Go
show
digging.
you. Like this.
He's got to go digging, people.
Yeah, gotta go digging for the good shit. The good shit is hidden right there every single time. And to answer his question, yeah, those titles, some of them are signed. The one up top, the original WWF Heavyweight Championship Attitude Era title, signed by Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Rob Van Dam, Kurt Angle, Mick Foley, CM Punk. Did I say Ric Flair?
Yeah, you did.
Hulk Hogan and Kane. Okay, so yeah, this is like the original. This is the full set because you were talking about full sets. This is Marty Jannetty's actual WWF Wrestling Card Collector's album from his own home. And it's the full set of whatever year this is, probably 1990, 92. I don't know. But he's got the full
fuck.
He's got the full set in there, which is cool. But what I want to do in a couple of years, maybe even next year, we might start. We're starting not a new company. It will be all under Savage Kingdom Promotions. But we want to start making custom framed pieces that are gorgeous with big autographs like this one. And you should know who this is.
That's Triple H.
Yeah, and it's big autograph, not small. It's a huge autograph, so this needs to be in a huge framed piece with a magnificent poster, maybe even a figure, a trading card, like a whole beautiful monstrosity of a thing that we're going to sell for a lot of fucking money.
Good shit,
That's
man.
what this business is about, Storms. This business is about money. That's the real deal. If you're not in this shit to make money, I'm talking about in the terms if you want to work for one of the big companies, your goal should be I want to make money.
See,
I want to make money.
For me, the money's always going to be there for me. Because you know why? Because I know I'm fucking great at what I do. I ain't looking to work for WWE. I ain't looking to work for AEW. You know what I'm going to work for? I'm going to work for myself.
You're trying to create your own brand. You want to work for yourself.
Work for myself, baby.
I work for others, but see, the beautiful thing about the wrestling business is if you handle things the right way and you know how to negotiate, we are independent contractors, my man. Nobody owns your ass if you work them. You got to work them. Or you can get worked by them. Some people do it, some people don't. Not everybody can handle that. And other people, they see the contract. Some people see the contract and they fold. What you got to do is you got to make yourself so hot that they want you. Like, look at the pull Logan Paul has. Why do you think Logan Paul has the pull that he has? Because he's the kind of guy that they're going after him. He's not going after them. Like Gunther.
It's a fair point. It's fair.
Like Gunther. Gunther wasn't chasing WWE. He was just doing his thing, wrestling, having fun, killing it. And they're like, we want that guy.
I mean, I can't really argue with that.
They want you. They're going to come after you. They're going to get you, man.
But I'll tell you this. If they were to offer me a contract, I'd say no.
Oh, that's okay, because then you increase your value, because then they're like shocked. What do you mean you say no?
Say no because I know
every
that
time you say no, the offer
we don't care about their workers. At AEW, they're unstructured.
Well, listen, AEW doesn't care about their workers as much as anybody does. I mean, WWE doesn't care. Listen, there's no union. If Tony Khan wants to really make a difference, especially for fans, because the one thing I've noticed that fans love, if they love someone, they want that someone to be taken care of. They want to know that their favorite wrestler is being paid well, is being taken care of well, good benefits, good all that. Tony Khan wants to stand out and separate himself from WWE. One way to do that would be to start a fucking union and really take care of your boys for life. Make sure that they, if they get injured or something like life-changing, that they're going to not have to worry about putting food on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get like some real workers' rights, some real good medical, separate yourselves. That would be a great way for Tony Khan to actually win over maybe a lot of new fans.
That's true.
That's my idea. Do you have any ideas what like AEW could do differently to like take some leaps and bounds in the next few years?
They don't really need to do much differently. I've obviously 3 things that I've talked about over and over and over again. Re-implement the ranking system, do better marketing, and structure your shows better. Now, I will say this. They've been doing the third thing. That the last 4 weeks of Dynamite have been very well structured. They've done very, very good. They've flowed very well. Shit's felt important. We've gotten the build towards AEW All In. It's been very, very, very good. So they got that part down. The marketing has slowly gotten better because they actually outdid their last attendance record in Nashville. The last time they were in Nashville, they only had about 4,700. This year they had over 5,000. So that's a good thing. Now all they need to do is continuously do that week after week, start implementing the rankings again, and they got something.
Yeah, I'm still watching TNA right here. We're in the main event right now. The system's out here. We heard from Josh Alexander. We saw a couple of the matches. What was your favorite show from the week so far, Storms, for you over the last 7 days?
The weekly show, I probably have to go with Dynamite Blood and Guts. They killed it. Very good show right there. Great main event as well. And everyone looked great. And everyone deserves a pay raise after that match. And the Acclaim,
yeah, I'm not going to argue with you on Dynamite. I think Dynamite did have the best show of the week this week. Raw had a couple of good moments. NXT was a hard watch for me. Last week's SmackDown, like you said, repetitive. It was still cool to see a couple of things. But overall, repetitive feel in the main event scene, which is kind of crazy to me because WWE has come so far over the last few years when it comes to production and creativeness, filming some good vignettes. Why are they not going outside of the box with this one? I don't know. It feels like they're just playing the playbook on this one.
And that's the main difference between WWE TV and AEW TV right now. And this is something you got to give Tony Khan credit for. You take a look at everything that's been going on for the last 4 weeks, and Tony Khan is mixing it up. You take a look at Swerve and Will Ospreay. No one really could have called that match down the middle. A lot of people were saying Will Ospreay. They ended up giving it to Swerve. Then you got Bryan Danielson and Hangman Adam Page. Those two, both men made a case as to why they should be fighting Swerve at AEW All In. Then you got Mariah May. Everyone thought it was going to be Tony that was going to turn on Mariah May. It was Mariah that turned on Tony. Then you got MJF and Will Ospreay. We all thought that was going to a 60-minute time limit draw. It ended up going 59 minutes and 58 seconds with MJF winning. So I got to give Tony Khan some credit. He's mixing things up, and he's doing something that WWE is not doing right now. He's taking some risks and throwing in some unpredictability in there to make the shows feel fresher and more exciting.
Yeah, Collision did look good this week, and I'll say this for AEW. Usually I'm always excited about Monday Night Raw unless I get like a glimpse of what's coming, and I'm like, more, but that's my wrestling instinct inside my heart for Raw. But AEW, as of the last 2 weeks, especially when I knew it was going to be, MJF versus Will, just having that match alone, I was so much more excited to watch AEW that week. Same for this week. After how good it was for me last week, so excited to watch AEW this week. Can't say that about Raw. Can't say that about NXT. Can't say that about SmackDown. Not excited.
And we got Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor tomorrow. And I actually just got breaking news. The Kingdom will defend the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships against Tomohiro Ishii and Kyle O'Reilly.
Right now on Impact, the system, and I don't know how they call him this, but I like calling him Fandango. All right, Fandango looking fucking great out here. God damn it, he looks so good, and they're kicking ass right now. They might have this match. I'll keep you posted on the results as we get to the show. The one thing that's been bothering me about WWE too, this great news that we have that they're working with TNA. It's awesome. And because of it, TNA has been better lately. A lot of people are loving the consistency of TNA, the matches, the storytelling, the surprise guest appearances from WWE talent. Why not have more of that on Raw? Why aren't we having and maybe it's coming. Maybe it's not time yet. Maybe they're going to wait a year or two. You ever see a TNA invasion angle? Maybe TNA invades Raw?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, it would be interesting. I will say that. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Although I don't really see it happening anytime soon. I think it's strictly going to be NXT.
Alec over here thinks Trey Miguel is absolutely phenomenal, and he wants to know my take and your take on the Wyatt Six. Listen, the Wyatt Six, in my opinion, I don't think we should have seen them anywhere near the ring just yet. I would have liked a more slow burn of what they were doing with the videotapes, so we got more videotapes per character before we ever saw anybody in the ring. But we didn't go that route. We're kind of maybe jumping the gun here because I feel like, and this could be their downfall, actually. WWE feels like all of a sudden, post-Vince era, they're listening to the fans more than ever. Vince never really used to listen to the fans, and I'm not saying that's a good thing. But if you're always just going to cave in to when the fans on the internet start clamoring, oh, we want to see Bo in the ring, and then you just give it to them because that's what they wanted, they're crying for it, you're doing yourself an injustice. Triple H, if you have a vision for how you want to tell the story, don't let the stupid marks on the internet change that story. Stick with your natural instinct. Because I bet you Triple H didn't want to put Bo on the ring yet. I don't think so. I think that happened because of the reaction we were getting on the internet. Oh, this is getting stale. We want to see him wrestle, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, listen, I'm glad that he's in the ring now. The biggest problem with WWE right now is that they're too safe and predictable. That like for example, we all know that Gunther's going to beat Damian Priest. Doesn't matter what they do, Gunther's going to beat Damian Priest at SummerSlam. We already knew that Bayley was going to beat Piper Niven at Clash at the Castle because she's got Nia Jax at SummerSlam. We all knew after Cody beat AJ and Solo stood face-to-face with him, we all knew it was going to be Solo and Cody for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. We all know that Roman Reigns is going to come out, he's going to fuck over Solo Sikoa, and we're going to be off to the races there. That is the problem with WWE TV right now, that they're not giving us any wow factor with the product right now. Even though the shows have been better, the WWE product, like they usually do, they've gotten complacent.
Listen, I kind of like Alex's idea here, and maybe I kind of inspired that a little bit. TNA versus WWE for Survivor Series would be fucking fire. Maybe we have one of those classic Survivor Series episodes or pay-per-views where it's actual legitimate great matches of teams versus teams, like Bloodline 1.0 versus Bloodline 2.0, TNA versus WWE, NXT versus WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do a crazy bunch of themed matches, and literally 4 or 5 matches would fill your whole card. Everybody would get excited about it. Maybe. We'll see.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it.
I definitely would have minded. This match is still going on here, but it looks like it's about to be over. And it looks like Matt Hardy and ABC pick up the win against the System and JDC here on Impact on a Thursday night. Wow. We covered a lot of shit.
We always cover a lot of shit, man. This is a variety show, and we always manage to pull out the big guns over here.
And by 10 p.m. as well. What'd you think about my cousin's new song?
I like it.
Not bad, right?
I like it. It's a pretty nice remix.
I'm going to see if I can get him to do some custom stuff. I'm working on it. Maybe we get our own custom Savage Storm theme song.
Yeah.
Because he was working on that one for the last 2 months. Because, it's not, people think it's easy to write a song and produce this and find beats, and it takes time, especially if you want to do a good job and have the chorus come out. I mean, I know nothing about it. So shout out to my cousin. He knows how to do all that shit, and he's a good rapper. Check him out. Cri Text. I'm Savage. You can follow me on Instagram. Alex, since you're new here, please go follow me on YouTube. Go follow DJ Storms on YouTube. It helps. Like the stream. Share the stream. I'm not one of those guys that's going to sit here for 2 hours and tell you over and over again the same catchphrase. Oh, make sure you like and see that. That's not me. End the show, maybe beginning a show. In the middle, you're getting the meat. You're getting the meat and the potatoes. You're getting the WWE news. You're getting the AEW news, the TNA news, independent news. You got a booker here. You got a manager here. We're ready to take over the motherfucking world. I'm Savage. This is Storms. And we'll catch you right here next week on the Savage Storm Super Wrestling Show, episode motherfucking number 8. You got anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, who runs the IWC? Who but Savage and DJ motherfucking Storms. You already know the drill.
Damn true. Later.
Yes, let me do it.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.